Welcome back, folks. We're on to question number 21 of the 2002 8th grade level Gauss competition. Question 21. A rectangle has sides of integer length when measured in centimeters. Although with most questions like this, the units really doesn't matter, but measured in centimeters. And it has an area of 36 centimeters squared. What is the maximum possible perimeter of this rectangle? Okay, so perimeter of the rectangle. When I see that, I immediately start thinking, well, how do you calculate the perimeter of a rectangle? Okay, how do we calculate a rectangle's perimeter? Well, rectangles have some side lengths. They have a length and they have a width. If they're squares, which squares can be rectangles, well, squares are rectangles, then length and the width will be the same. So, if I want the perimeter of my rectangle, well, I've got two side lengths of length L and two sides of length W. So that's going to be L plus W plus L plus W, or another way of saying that is 2L plus W. Okay. So now I've got my perimeter. Great. We want the maximum possible perimeter. And the only other piece of information is we have an area of 36. So an area of 36. But area, well, that's also expressed in terms of L and W, and thankfully for that too. Because now we have our possible area. We have an expression that relates area to the length and width, and the length and the width are what we need in order to figure out the perimeter. Okay. Now we probably have a bunch of possibilities for L and W. And if we go back to the question, the sides all have integer length. So we're looking for L's and W's that are integers that give us a product of 36. And that is probably going to be a lot of them. And then we'll take each pair, L and W, and figure out which gives us the biggest perimeter. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to make a little chart. So first of all, these guys are factors of 36. So L, we'll get our factors of 36. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is not a factor, but 6 certainly is. And once we're at 6, the factor that corresponds with 6 is 6. So we're now just going to sort of reverse. So 9 and 4 go together. 3 and 12 go together. 2 and 18 go together. And 36 and 1. Now we only need to worry about half of this, really. We don't need to worry about these ones down here. And we do have an area of 36. Now what's our perimeter? Our perimeter is 2 times L plus W. So we start calculating. 1 plus 36, that's L plus W, so that's 37. 2 times 37 is 74. That's a pretty good perimeter. And I don't think anything's going to beat it. 2 plus 18 is 20. 2 times that sum, that's 40. That's a giant drop. 3 plus 12, that's 15. That's 30. 4 plus 9, that's 13. So that gives us 26. And 6 plus 6, that's 12. 24. Now, if you didn't want to just scribble out the last half of the chart, even though it's duplicated up above, you would get 26, 30, 40, and then 74 again. So our biggest perimeter (74) is the maximum perimeter. Okay, well, is 74 one of our answers? 74 centimeters, there it is, D. And the only thing they even proposed that was bigger was 80, and that was probably put in there just to make sure that the students who just pick the largest answer don't get the marks. Alright, so that D I said, right? D. Yeah, D, 74 centimeters. And that's the first question in part C. That's question 21. So, thank you guys for watching, as always. I hope to see you in the next video for question number 22. Feel free to like and subscribe, do whatever you so desire, and either way, I'll meet you for the next question in the next video.